today, the class is based around a balance and control. So we're going to be doing lots of balancing, obviously. So if you find that you need help with your balance, just make sure you stand close to a wall or use a balance aid like a chair or something. And then we're going to do some work on the mat as well. It's going to be fast and furious. We've got to get through a lot in half an hour. So I'm going to pop everybody on mute. If you have a question, pop it in the chat or raise your hand so I know. So let's get started, everyone. We're going to start with our usual warm-up. So we're going to do a little alignment, little breathing check. We're going to start standing on our mat. And the first thing we want to do is just make sure our feet are right underneath our hips. And I want you to just lift your toes up, give them a little wiggle, press them into the floor. And then I want you to just bend the knees and give the arms a little swing. So we're just super, super relaxed, right? We want to shake off any tension that we've been holding in our body. Good. From there, you're going to place those hands onto the hips. Keep the knees soft as you rock the pelvis forward and back. Forward and back. So really exaggerated to begin with, and then we just want to make the rock smaller and smaller until we find our neutral, which we know is our halfway, okay, point. We're then going to stretch the legs and then imagine our three circles, our hips, our ribs, our shoulders and our collarbone. And then it's like you could grow 1 extra inch out of the crown of the head. From there, just relax the hands, and I want you to close your eyes if you can and if you feel comfortable. And I want you to take some nice deep breaths into the body and exhale through the mouth. So we've got big inhale through the nose and big exhale through the mouth. Now what we're aiming to do is get the breath deep, deep, deep into the body. So we want to be doing something called 360 breath. So that means that we breathe in the belly, in the back, in the sides of the rib cage, and then last but not least in the chest. So sometimes it helps if you find that your breathing's quite shallow, it's sitting quite high up in the body, you can just place a hand on your belly. Sometimes it's good to place them around the waist, and I want you to take those nice deep breaths in and try and breathe into your hands. You take a big breath in, you try and push the hands out, and then exhale. Just gently feel the waist now and the abdominals contract. And you're just going to give me 2 more like that. Big breath in, feel that chest cavity, and then big exhale, abdominals connect to the core. You've got your last one here, nice deep breath in, and exhale. And then from there, keeping that breath going, we're just going to relax the hands. And I'm going to give you an option here, because today is all about balance. The first thing we want to do is kind of wake up our proprioceptive system. So I want you to actually just give yourself a gentle rub, which is actually quite nice if we're a little bit chilly, right? You know, rub your palms together, rub down your hands on each of your arms. So what we want to do is bring a bit of sensitivity into our body. So proprioception, come onto the chest, onto the belly, maybe even give the back a rub. And then I want you to see if you can lift one leg and give your legs a rub, even your feet, if you can reach. Now, proprioception is super important. It's our body's understanding of where we are in the space. And obviously, proprioception and balance come one in the same. So we're going to really be testing that today. So this is where you have the option, okay? For the warm-up, exercises we know really well, we're going to have a closed eyes option. If you don't feel comfortable, your balance is compromised, then by all means keep them open, but I want you to explore it, okay? So we're going to close the eyes if you feel comfortable, and everyone is going to turn the head from right to left. So as we usually would, right, we do our gentle warm-up, scanning the head from side to side, but we're going to do it with our eyes closed, and I want you to really create or build heightened sensitivity, okay? So what else can you feel in your body now we've taken that vision away? From there, we're going to bring our head to center, and you're just going to do right ear to right shoulder, lift the head to center, left ear to left shoulder, growing taller as you lift up. Just keeping the eyes closed if it feels good for you. Remember, you can always open them, there is no pressure. Just seeing if we can maybe tap into something, and also be aware of, you know, are we getting any rocking? Is our body moving at all when we do this? This is good to tell us about our core strength. So once you finish your last one here, you can open those eyes if you like, and then this time we'll do these ones with our eyes open. We're going to lift the shoulders by the ears and exhale, drop them down the back. It's going to give you 3 of these. Super relaxed. Let everything go. Last 2. Drop. Last one, best one ever. And release. 3 big shoulder rolls backwards, opening those shoulders, getting the chest to move as well. Last one here. And then we're going to place our hands onto our shoulders and roll our elbows back. And this is about trying to get the elbows past the ears to stretch through the tricep. We've got 2 more here. Beautiful. Last one. And then we let go of those shoulders. 3 big arm circles, lifting the chest, circling around and coming down. Last 2, lift and open. Good. Last one. We finish with those hands up towards the ceiling and we do our little side reaches. So we touch the ceiling with the right hand and we touch the ceiling with the left hand. And it's like you can almost pull one side down as you reach in the opposite direction. Just going to give me 4 more here. And this is really to create length and space between rib and hip, right? That part of the back that gets really compressed. We're going to finish our last one on our right hand side, and then we're going to interlace the fingers and take the hands behind the head. So from there you can roll the shoulders away from the ears, soft knees, just gently rotating the rib cage from right to left. And this is really just gentle. If you can keep the hips facing the front, awesome. If you find that naturally they come with you, that's okay. What we don't want to do is kind of block off one part of the body and dramatically twist. We want to just gently mobilize our back, super gentle, inhaling as we go. And then we're going to finish our last one with our body to center. We're then going to place our hands down by our side. And you're going to give me little side bends this way now. So we're just aiming to shorten one side and lengthen the other. Remember, we're not like doing a deep, deep side bend. We're not going into these big ranges. We're just very gently flexing the spine from side to side just to create that bit of movement. Good, guys. Now this one, if it feels good, can you do it with your eyes closed? Right, there's quite a lean of the body. How does that feel if you do it with the eyes closed? You're going to give me 1 more in each direction. And then we're going to bring ourselves to center. We're going to cross our hands over our chest and we're going to do our little mobilizing circle. So we're going to do a little tiny side bend to our right. We're then gently going to flex the spine forward. But you see, I'm only flexing enough just so I can look at my toes. No more than we would. We then circle around to the left. We then do this lovely lift of the upper back as we go around and then repeat. And I want you to give me 2 more of these circles in this direction, okay? And if you feel comfortable, could you maybe when you reverse, do it with the eyes closed? As we're moving that upper body, right? We've got our feet pretty stable, yeah? But it's just going to test that proprioception, test that balance and that coordination as well, okay? And then once you have finished your last one there, we're going to take our hands down by our side and you're going to give me a thumbs up. So we call this stretch hitchhiker stretch because you're going to send your thumbs to the back of the room. Now, as you send your thumbs to the back of the room, I want you to think of lifting your chest and your breastbone up. Can you feel it gives us this lovely openness across? And then just gently release and let the palms or the hands just relax. And then you're going to go again. Thumbs point to the back of the room. Feel the shoulder blades open and the chest open. We get this lovely big stretch. And then release. Last one here. Thumbs point to the back of the room. Shoulders roll down the back. Chest is open. And then release. Very good. Okay. Adding on. Thumbs to the back of the room. This time we keep reaching our thumbs back. We lift our chest and our breastbone. The arms come all the way up. When the arms are overhead, the shoulder blades relax down the back. And then we bring the hands down by our side. We're just going to do that 2 more times. Thumbs to the back of the room. Think of breathing in and opening your chest, expanding through that upper back. As the arms come over, the shoulders melt down the back. and we stand nice and tall. Last one here, guys. Really great posture exercise, right? Thumbs to the back of the room. Breastbone lifts. Find that beautiful extension. Now, when you get here, think shoulders down the back, and it's like your head could pop right out of the center, and we release back down. Very nice, guys. So from there, you are going to give me 10 little heel drops just to get a bit of energy into those legs. So we're going to lift right up onto the tiptoes, drop onto the heels. And we're going to do it with a little bit of pace. So we're going to go 10 and 9. Energy in the feet. Last 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Walking on the spot, so I want you to try and keep your pelvis nice, still and steady. So what will happen is hips will want to move. I want you to see if you can lift and lower from one foot to the other, maintaining that nice neutral pelvis. That's the tough part. Yes, nice, guys. Give me 4 more, so it's 2 more in each direction. And then from there, we're going to take our feet nice and wide, place those hands into the hip crease, okay? So right where the pelvis and the legs meet. From there, if you feel comfortable, you're going to close your eyes and you're going to give me a perfect hip hinge. So you're folding over your hands, your waistline and your spine is lengthened, you drive the hips forward and you stand up nice and tall. And I want you guys to give me 5 of these with the eyes closed, right? And that's really just to kind of, we're moving the body in it's quite a big movement, especially when you've got your eyes closed. It's really going to test where we are in the space, that proprioception. Everyone's going to give me about 2 more here. Good, guys. Last one. Good. And then everyone open your eyes and give me a thumbs up if we're okay. Okay, good. Just checking. So from there, we're going to make it slightly harder. You're going to step forward on your right leg, and you're going to take a big step back of your left. Now I'm on the ball of my foot. I want you to get your hips square to the front, shoulders square to the front, and you're going to keep your hands in your hip crease. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my hips back, and I'm going to hinge over my leg, right? So I'm loading this front hip, and then I'm going to drive my hips forward and lift my chest. Now, quite often when people do this, they bend their knee and they shift their weight into their leg. My legs are fixed. My hips push back, which enables my body to hinge forward, and then I stand up, okay? So we're hinging from the hip the whole time. Now, the more that you hinge, the more you're going to load that front hip, okay? I'm going to come and have a little look and see how everyone's getting on. Good. So I want you to think long spine, long waist. So if that space, right, between your rib and your hips is shortening, we know that we're bending from the waist, yeah? All the time, we've got this lovely long leg line. That's it. Now on your next few reps, if you're like, this is easy, what I want you to do is as you hinge, I want you to lift the arms. That's going to load the hip even more, and then drive the hips forward as we stand up. So it's a subtle difference, right, between shifting our weight onto our front leg and hinging from our hips. So you have to think of pushing your bottom back as far as you can. Yes, ladies, really nice. Good. Everyone's going to give me 2 more here. Good. Shift those hips back. Good. Last one. Good. Okay. So we're going to add on again. Now be careful, right? Just because arms go, careful what happens with the neck. That neck is an extension of your back, right? So you want to just think of keeping it in that neutral position. So we're going to come into our beautiful hip hinge with our arms. Then you're going to take your leg off. You should be in the perfect position. You're then going to put your leg down and then stand up nice and tall. So you notice that the weight hasn't shifted in my feet at all. All comes from my hips. Hinging keeping the arms long. When I'm ready and all my weight is in my front leg, I can just float that leg off. Super, super easy. You can stretch it if you want. Then the leg lowers and I stand up nice and tall. So these exercises are super, super important for building up that strength in that hip, that stability in that hip, and it is challenging. So everyone's going to give me about 2 more here. Take your time. Yeah. Good. Last set. Nice. And back. Okay. Nice, guys. Stand up. Give that right hip a little shake. We doing good? Okay, so let's turn around. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're just starting with the hip hinge to begin. So we've got left leg forward, right leg back. Okay, so make sure you're in that nice stable stance and you can hip hinge. Right? So my weight stays even on my feet the whole time. The hip is what is indicating that load through the leg, right? You notice feet, it's like my feet are stuck in mud. The only thing that can move is my hips and my spine stays in that lovely long line. So that's a good, nice, nice. Sejal, I wonder if you take your front foot forward just a tiny, tiny bit. That's it. Bend your supporting knee for me. That's it. Now go for it there. See how it feels. Yes. Does that feel a bit better? Nice. Good, guys. So when you're ready, adding in those arms as you do your hip hinge, lengthening the arms forward, which is even more work. Right? I'm going to give you about 5 repetitions here. Nice and gentle. Remember, if you have those wobbly moments, it's okay. Right? Drive the hips forward to stand up. Nice, Graziano. Good. Lengthening, long spine, long waist. So that's a really good thing as well. Check in with that waistline. Last 2 reps there, guys. Then we're going to start to add that little leg lift. Good. Nice lean. Really nice. When you are ready, guys, adding in that leg lean. So remember, we've got our hinge. Feet haven't moved. Arms are long. You should be in that perfect position, that taking that leg off. Right? And standing up. Always feels like a little bit robotic, you know? Because you've got hinge, lengthen the arms, and then it's just shifting that back leg off. Okay? Just 5 reps max for this. Ladies, I'm going to come have a little look and see how everyone's getting on. Good. Good. Nice, Kay. Good. Nice, Vivian. Nice, Jane. Really, I distracted you there, Jane, I think. Good, guys. And breathe, right? Especially if we're doing balance. Often, especially if we're having difficulty or if it feels tough and you stress, right? Big exhale. You've got to be relaxed when we do these exercises, okay? Well, it's looking really nice, guys. So once you've finished your 5th rep there, just give those legs a lovely little shake out. How are we doing? Okay? Yeah? All right. So let's make our way down onto the mat. So we've done a little bit of balance. Now let's talk about control, okay? So we're going to come, first of all, to our all fours position. So we've got wrist underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And the first thing I want you to do is keeping your neutral spine. So my back's in this lovely flat position and I'm lifting my abdominals up to support myself. I'm going to hinge back. So I'm going to sit back towards my heels. Now I only go as far as I can keep my spine in that lovely long line. When you feel that your butt starts to wink, right? When your butt drops down and your back curves, I want you to stop, okay? And this is because what I want you to do is create a bit of mobility through that hip joint. We've just loaded it a lot, right? With the single leg hip hinge like lunge we were just doing. And now I want you to mobilize it. So it's really seeing how far you can go without that little bottom wink, right? When it drops and curves. Once you've done a few in this nice neutral position, I then want you to turn your knees inward and have your feet outward. So it's really awkward, like you need the loo, or like a duck. And the same thing. Now this is going to feel like a restricted position, because obviously we're not used to working our hips in internal rotation as much. But what it does do when we work our hips in all directions, internal, external, we create space. And this is particularly good if you get pain or you get tightness right at the base of the spine. This is a really nice little relief. You're going to give me maybe one more here. And then I want you to come back to that parallel position. And as a little experiment, I want you to see if you can go a little bit further. You should be able to reach a little bit further than you did before. Nice. So from there, we're going to add in something to our hip hinge. We're going to walk our hands slightly forward. You're going to sit all the way back this time, right? You can sit into like a little child's pose, take a little breather just for a second. And then I want you to come forward over the arms, and I want you to hit that kneeling plank that we've been working on. That's it. And I want you to sit back onto your hips. And I want you to come and hit that kneeling plank that you've been working on. So what we're aiming for in this position is that you get total body confidence and proprioception as we do this movement. So you know, up, this is where I need to be. My bottom is tucked under. I'm pulling up my pubic bone towards my belly button. My wrists are underneath my shoulders. And you're going to give me two more here. And then we're going to add in a little challenge. So you're going to meet me in your kneeling plank position. Now from here, all I want you guys to do is tuck your toes underneath and see if you can just straighten your legs and come into your plank. Yes, yes, gang. Lower your knees. Sit back into your child's pose. Little breather. So this is what it does, is it sets you up for the perfect position. Everybody looks fab. Same thing. Come into your kneeling plank. Make sure you're pressing the mat away, lifting the abdominals up. You tuck the toes under. You just lift your knees up and straighten your legs. Hold it for a second. Bend those knees and sit back onto those heels. And everyone's going to give me 3 more. Right? Super gentle. Don't move till you feel comfortable. You've got that nice setup. Yes, guys. Yes, Marie. Perfect. Love this. Last 2. Really nice, guys. Good. Lovely, Kay. Good. Last one. See if you can give me 5-second hold for this last one. Good. Are we lifting those abdominals up towards the spine? Are we pushing the mat away and got space between those shoulders? Now I want you to see if you can lower your knees down and then lower your body all the way to the floor, chest to the floor. Go on, lower it all the way down. All the way down. Yes, and then lying on our front. Yes, guys. Boom. Very nice. Okay. So let's come into our extension. Forearms on the mat, legs comfortable distance apart, pubic bone into the mat, and just gently lift the chest up and down. No stress. Breastbone lifts and lowers. So we're just trying to mobilize that upper back, okay? And gently start to work that spine into that beautiful extension position. We know how important these are, because they strengthen our spine. There are posture exercises. They're there to give us that support and that relief, particularly in that upper back position, okay? So once you've finished your last one here, you're going to start to add a little lift of your arms and then release down to the mat. So you're going to go chest, arms, everything to the mat, okay? Chest, arms, everything to the mat. And as you float those arms up, I want you to think of squeezing those Elbows down the back and into the sides of the ribs and release. Really nice, guys. Everyone's going to give me 2 more here. Beautiful. Last one. And release. Okay, nice. So, from there, let's do a little bit of breaststroke. Now, you've got 2 options here. If you feel that it's too much, right, on the back to have both hands up, you can do a single arm, right? Because what we're going to be doing is a breaststroke action. Ideally, I want you to try and keep your feet on the floor, okay? If naturally they lift and you find that's easier for you, then you can. Or you can do a single arm. Sound good? Okay. So we're going to press our pubic bone into the floor, float our chest up off the mat. From there, we're going to float both of the arms up, or one. You're then going to stretch the arms forward. Circle the arms all the way back, and then bend and relax and come back down. We're just going to do 4 more of those. Chest lifts up, arms float up. Breaststroke arms, so they sweep forward, they come down by the hips, and then I just bend my arms in and relax and come back down. 3 more, that chest lifts up, arms stretch forward, sweeping the arms back, bend and down. Good, guys. 2 more here, chest lifts up, arms up. Now sweep them forward, circle them back, lift the chest a little bit higher if you can, and down. Excellent work, guys. Last one here, breastbone up, sweeping forward, sweeping those arms back, little lift in that chest, and then relax and come back down. From there, I want you guys to sit back onto your heels. Give yourself a little lower back release. Nice deep breath in. Good. Yeah, so sitting back in that little child's pose will just help stretch out that back. Knees nice and wide. And if it's not good in that position, you can always lie on your back and hug your knees in, right? That's less tension if you have knee issues. To do it from here. And then when we're ready, we're going to roll onto our side, or we're going to push ourselves up to standing if you weren't lying on your back. And we're going to finish with a little bit more balance. So, I don't think we did it last week. I think we ran out of time. Our little balance routine. Okay, so we're just going to do it once on each leg. We're going to start with a single leg balance on our right leg. Okay, so I want you to think, pressing down through your supporting foot, lifting up out of your hips. You're going to step forward onto that leg and you're going to lean forward just like we did earlier. Easy. You're then going to step back and you're going to lift that leg back up. Good. We're then going to sweep that leg all the way to the side. You're going to put it down on the floor and you're going to do a single leg balance on this leg. Now, if you feel comfortable, can you lean towards that leg? Sort of like a seesaw. Yes. You're then going to step back on that lifted leg, single leg balance, and then you're going to give me one little half circle with the leg, like a little sort of rond de jambe. That's it, and then we step the foot down. Okay, so we're going to go down the other side. So we have single leg balance on our left leg, our right leg is lifted. Good, now grow really tall through the spine. Step forward onto that leg, and show me your little hip hinge. Kind of like aeroplanes. We're then going to step back onto that lifted leg, lift that front knee nice and high, nice and calm. Good, and once you've got your balance, shift that leg over to the side. We're then going to step onto that leg, find a single leg balance. Now, little aeroplane in this direction. See if you can lean. Yes, guys. We're then going to step onto that lifted leg. Nice high knee. And then you're going to give me a little rond de jambe. So you're going to circle that leg around. Just the lower half. That's the tricky part. And then come back down. Give those knees a little wiggle. Bring your feet into your little Pilates V. We're going to finish with our little heel raisers. So you're going to rise up onto your tiptoes, find your balance. Gently sink the heels down, but keep thinking of drawing up through the center. You've got 2 more here. We rise up and control the descent. Now your last one here, we're going to rise up. Hands come all the way up overhead. Now, if you feel comfortable to do so, can you close those eyes? Can you imagine your 3 circles staying stacked one on top of the other? Right? You're drawing up pubic bone to belly button. Strong spine. Now, when you're ready, you're going to open your eyes. Press down your hands, your shoulders, and your heels. Take that final breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Well done, guys. Everybody was like statuesque when I opened my eyes. So guys, don't be scared to go back and revisit this class, right? Lots of balance stuff, or even if you just practice 1 or 2 things, right? Daily, super, super important. Better our balance is, less likely we are to fall, right? And then less likely we are to fracture. So it's super, super important part of your routine. And I will see you guys all next Monday.